So very good afternoon, guys. Let's start with our today's alumni meet. I'll start inviting the placed candidates one by one. 1 minute. I'll just reduce the volume of mic. Okay. So we'll start inviting the placed candidates one by one, and we'll try to understand interview questions in depth manner. Right? What all we have to study, what questions are being asked, okay, how many rounds of interviews will be there, everything we will try to explore that. So we have few candidates today who's going to attend offline. So one we have Titli. Titli is going to attend offline, right? Titli Sharma. And we have another candidate who just met me. Huh? Outside. Okay, I'll anyways call him. He just came to meet me. He's my old student working in the company. But see, Saturdays, what happens? Many place students, old students come and interact with me. They want to change the job. They want to go for some other company, improve the salary packages and like that. So randomly, I just try to get them in here. Okay, so let's see if someone is outside. I'll invite them in here. Titli, please come on stage. So I'll hand over the mic to Titli. And Titli, see, of course, your package companies what you got placed in, people are more interested in that. But what I'm interested in is, please tell them all the questions in detailed manner, like core Java, what questions they're asking, when it comes to advanced Java, when it comes to project work, what all things are being asked. Please explain them in detailed manner. Okay, mic thoda close rakhna hai, huh? Because it's hand mic, keep it little close. Okay, so Titli will interact from here further, and then again I'll come back. Okay, yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Hello.
हाँ, आपको नजदीक रखना बहुत.
Hello.
हाँ.
Hello. Yeah. So first of all, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. Is my voice is audible? Uh, Hello. Yeah. So myself, Titli Sharma, and recently I placed in Persistent System Limited, and my client company is Amazon. So basically, hello. 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 Now it's better. Yeah. So, good afternoon, first of all. Myself, Titli Sharma. Um, Recently, I cracked one interview. Yeah. Hello. So, now I cracked one interview, Persistent System Limited. So, basically, my interview was for 4 rounds. First round, second, third, and fourth. And in last round, they called me face to face. So basically, in first round, it was like they asked proper code Java and advanced Java and my project. They started with my project. So in interview, your communication should be two ways, not in one way. Mostly, what the student do when interviewer asks the question, they will just simply give the answers. You don't have to do that. First, you try to understand what he want to listen answer from you, because sometimes they don't want you give the exact definition. They want where you implemented this in your project, so you have to give that answer in deeply. Like suppose if they will ask you like what is oops concept, so you have to tell about 4 pillars, and you have to explain where you have implemented this pillars in your project. So they will also understand that you have a deep knowledge on that concept. Because interview, it's not like that if he is asking what is polymorphism and you will just give the definition of that. Because interview actually it's not so easy and it's not so tough also. Just you have to be constant, and definitely you will be also able to crack this. So for me, they kept first round, and just normally they start with the introduction, and they asked they start with Java first, core Java, like what is OOPS concept, what is rapid classes, JVM, and heap concept. They asked everything, object classes, everything they asked, and they shared one screen to write the code. So in some companies they will share you the screen to write the code. Basically some companies will provide you notepad or some online platform, but for some company you have to write the code in their screen only. So for me they shared my screen, and I wrote all the codes, and they said that in between coding they will they will change the scenario also. So you have to implement that scenario, and while coding they will tell you to explain the concept, how you are writing this code. So before writing the code, it would be better if you will tell the approach, which approach you are going to apply this for the, like for that code. So they will also understand, because exactly what developers do in office, if they are having some scenarios, they will first think that is a good sign of the developers. You can't simply go and write the coding like that. You have to take 1 minute of break. You just understand what is the question, and first you give the approach that this things you are going to change is this code, and you just start the coding. And at the end they will tell you, like explain the approach and why you did why you applied that approach in this coding. You have to explain that. And after that they will ask you some questions like, do you have any feedback for me? So you have to ask where I can improve. Mostly they will not tell you, but if you will ask, it will be good for you, so you will also understand that what is your weakness and where you have to improve, right? And then second round, they kept for second round coding. So in second round actually interview was for more than 1 hour for me. They will divide my section in core Java. They firstly said that I will take your interview in 4 parts: Java, Spring Boot, and SQL, and then project. So they start with Java. They ask all the uh, normal basic questions, and in a Spring Boot, like they will ask you like how you will handle the error handling and all, where you applied exception, error handling, everything you have to inform them. And they gave me some SQL coding question, and 4 coding questions from Java, and then they entered in project. I'm telling you, project is the one thing it will give you to crack the interview. Because core Java and the Spring Boot, these are the theoretical parts. You can learn from the theory also. But project is something you have to do practically. Then only you will be able to explain everything. And they will judge you on the project explanation. This is the live example what I faced. So project you have to make it very clearly from starting to end. They will ask you how you connect the model from one to another, why you implemented this, are you working on monolithic project or microservices project. They will ask you have you ever connected with the client and all. So they will check everything in deep concept, like what knowledge you have in project. Project is very 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 important. Without project knowledge, I don't think that anyone can crack the interview. This is very very important. Project is 80%. If you in definition, if you will give normal answers also, but in project they will focus more. And they gave me 4 coding questions and one SQL query question, and it was cleared. Then for third round, they kept meeting with project manager. So in third round, they asked me questions not so technical, just they wanted to check my communication, like I have knowledge about practical or not, how my teams work, and basically what we have to do for daily life in corporate world, and some technical questions also they asked me related my project only, not core Java, not Spring Boot, nothing, just project. And in fourth round, face to face. So I went there, and he asked for normal discussion. In fourth round, nothing, just they will discuss everything HR round it is. So that is nothing, just you have to interact with them. That's it. So my experience is just you start with the basic. Don't think that they will ask deeply questions, so basic like it's not important. They will ask from basics to advanced. And yeah, they want to know, they want like you have to be updated about the technologies, like what new technologies are coming in the corporate world, like uh, Jira, Docker, right now Kafka we are learning. So you have to, they will ask you, do you have any knowledge about new technologies, what is going on? So you have to be keep updated yourself, like what is the new technologies they are working on that. So I explained about Kafka, because we have to use Kafka in microservices. So they will ask you, do you have knowledge about Jira, Docker, Kafka? At least one you should know, one, at least one you have to give the full explanation about that. And that's how for my interview went. It was well. And in interview, like you have to do interact with the interviewer. Some people what they do, they will ask the question and simply like they will give the answer and they will stop. You don't have to do that. He also understood that he or she is interacting with me. Your interview looks like that you are really wanted to get this job, you have to show that. And just do communicate well. And first don't try to give answer anything, whatever he is asking. First try the first try to understand the question, give the answer. And if you know, give answer with examples, it will be very good. So my experience was like that. So I must say project is very important. Without project it's really very difficult to crack. So focus more basic, advanced and project. And I will suggest one thing, do practice every day at least 3 hours on coding after class. And there are some platform like Hacker Rank. I practiced on Hacker Rank. You will get all the questions and just practice at least 2 to 3 hours for coding. You will be perfect in that. They will check everything like your speed, how you are writing the code from starting to end. Some interviewers they will ask you also like, is this the way you write the code in your organization? So they will check everything, how you write the code, what your writing speed also they will check. So just practice at least 2 to 3 hours on there are so many online platforms like IntelliJ, Eclipse or Hacker Rank or there are so many online platforms. Just you have to practice 2 to 3 hours, that's it. It's enough after the class. And do revision every day about Java, Spring Boot and project. And try to like give mock interview with your friends. And take some questions like how interview is going on. So I will give you one suggestion, practice is like everything. Like there is one thing now, practice makes you perfect. So this is the only concept, that practice only makes you perfect. if you are constant in this, definitely you will be able to crack. It's not so easy also, and it's not so difficult also. Whatever input you are giving, output will come out. So you have to be constant every day and keep practice every day at least 2 to 3 hours. Coding is very important, because in office we don't have to explain the definition, we have to do coding at the end. So your writing speed is very important, your understanding, your like they will check your presence of mind also, how you are approaching the code and all. So that's it. Just practice after class 2 to 3 hours at least in a day. Yeah. Thank you.
Right. So, guys, I hope you got good input. What we have to study on. She's been stressing on project work. So people have to focus on that. Coding skills, right? Some of the platforms she has mentioned that give some time, at least 2 to 3 hours. minimum you have to practice, right? Now we'll invite the next candidate who are not there in our list, but they had just come to meet me. uh, huh? Salman. So Salman had come down to just meet me for asking me some queries. But then I thought, uh, let us invite him and we'll try to understand the questions from him. Please come on stage, Salman. Please tell us all the interview questions and also tell them about some of the interviews which you spoiled it, why the interviews got spoiled, what went wrong, and then how you started improvising, do's and don'ts. See, that is very important, and interview topics. Okay?
Okay, sir. Fine. So I am Salman, and I joined a PSA as a experienced person because to upgrade myself. And after in the point of the interview, now we have to do to look at the screen. We don't have to look out of the screen. That's the main thing we have to do because the recruiter notices something bad. We don't want to do that. Even if you don't know, don't look out the screen. Look in the screen, and if your recruiter asks like 10 questions or 20 questions in the interview, you don't need to answer all those questions. Even if you know 10 questions or 5 questions out of the 20 questions, it's fine. And don't tell all the questions in like a definition where we study in the book or even in chat GPT. Don't tell that all those questions. If even in the sir will tell the term called lament, so tell in the lament the way the recruiter realizes himself, though he knows everything. So like that, and the main focus is on the project. Be confident and be know he knows everything. Be like that, and yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Right. Okay. So he explained all the questions. No. Huh. Okay. I think he's a little bit in hurry. Okay. You please come on stage. आप शॉर्टकट नहीं फॉलो करोगे, राइट? क्योंकि डिटेल में इंटरव्यू क्वेश्चंस बताना है. हाँ. Okay. What's your name? Akash. So Akash,
सो हाय, माय नेम इज आकाश मिश्रा. भाई मैं हिंदी में बोलूंगा, सबको कंफर्टेबल है ना? ठीक है. सो यार देखो, इंटरव्यू का क्या है, मतलब अगर स्टार्ट करेंगे तो पहला काम ही वो कोर जावा से तुम्हें शुरू करेंगे. ठीक है, तुम्हारा रिज्यूमे जहां से है, तुमने इंट्रो जो दिया, इंट्रो बहुत पावरफुल होता है क्योंकि पकड़ेगा इंट्रो में. एंड अगर तुमने बाद में जाके पलटा कि सर ये नहीं आता, तो बोलेगा इंट्रो में क्यों बोला तुमने फिर. तो इंट्रो ध्यान रखना. एंड रिज्यूमे में जो भी पुट किया, स्टार्ट करेगा कोर जावा से, लाइक एवरीथिंग, डिफरेंस बिटवीन इंटरफेस, फंक्शनल इंटरफेस. Just go to ChatGPT and ask him, and they will give like every answer. ChatGPT will like prepare you. And like for आफ्टर द कोर जावा, वो आ जाएंगे सीधे तुम्हारे स्प्रिंग बोर्ड पे. एंड स्प्रिंग बोर्ड पे क्या करेंगे, तुम्हें माइक्रो सर्विसेज पे ग्रिल करेंगे उधर. आजकल तो मोस्टली सिनारियो पूछते हैं, तो कोशिश करो चैट जीपीटी को अपना फ्रेंड बनाओ एंड उससे क्वेश्चन करो कि मतलब सिनारियो दो मुझे. क्योंकि मेरा जो सबसे दो यूनिक क्वेश्चन मिले थे मुझे, मैंने उसको बोला आई हैव वर्कड ऑन काफका. उसने बोला कि अच्छा आकाश, अगर मान लो एक टॉपिक है एंड लाइक देर आर लाइक 50 कंज्यूमर, सो हाउ मेनी पार्टीशन डू वी नीड. सो एक क्वेश्चन ये था, उसमें मैं फंसा था. बाद में मैंने जाके किया कि जितने पार्टीशन होते हैं उतने हमें कंज्यूमर होते हैं, अगर मान लो एक्स्ट्रा बढ़ गए तो वो उसी पे जाके एक एक लग जाते हैं एंड फिर उसको लाइक अ वेट पीरियड में करके एक एक करके जाते हैं. एंड दूसरा सबसे यूनिक क्वेश्चन जो मुझसे पूछा था, मैंने बोल दिया कि आई हैव यूज्ड रेडिस इन माय प्रोजेक्ट. तो रेडिस तो ऊपर से पता है, बट अंदर से उसके उसने सीधा पूछा कि रेडिस में दो लाइब्रेरीज होती हैं. एंड अच्छी बात है, उसने बता दिया मेरे को कि एक होती है जेड्यूस लेट्यूस. तो तुमने कौन सी यूज की, तो लेट्यूस ज़्यादा इफिशियंट होती है. फिर भी वो भी हो गया. एंड उसके बाद उसने पूछा था कि एपीआई गेटवे, तो एपीआई गेटवे हम बता देते हैं. फिर उसने पूछा कि कौन सी यूज की तुमने, लेकिन हमारे दिमाग में आता हमने स्प्रिंग क्लाउड गेटवे यूज किया है, बट उस टाइम पे दिमाग में नहीं आता कि यही पूछ रहा है, क्योंकि तुम्हें समझ में नहीं आता कि क्वेश्चन था क्या. तो वो एक अलग क्वेश्चन था. फिर बाकी मोस्टली सिनारियो ही पूछेंगे यार. आजकल आजकल उनका पैटर्न एकदम ही अलग चेंज हो गया है कि तुम्हारी किस्मत अच्छी हुई तो कोर जावा एंड ये करेगा, वरना वो सीधा ही आएगा सिनारियो से ही. सिनारियो पे ज्यादा पूछते हैं क्योंकि उन्हें भी पता है कि आजकल डिफिनेशन तो सभी बताते हैं, आओ सिनारियो पे आओ. एंड वो फर्स्ट राउंड एक्सपेक्टेशन मत करना कि कोर जावा या यही करेंगे. जाओ पर डे चैट जीपीटी पे खुद पे बोलो कि ये मेरा सिनेरियो है. क्योंकि मेरे से मैंने जितने भी इंटरव्यू दिए, मोस्टली एक आध में ही फर्स्ट ऐसा ही था जहाँ पे कोर जावा से स्टार्ट किया, वरना दो तीन क्वेश्चन पूछने के बाद सीधे सिनारियो पे आते हैं कि अगर ये हुआ माइक्रो सर्विसेज में, लाइक एक सर्कुलर डिपेंडेंसी का था कि उसने पूछा एक माइक्रो सर्विस ए है, एक माइक्रो सर्विस बी है, एंड अगर हमने दोनों को ऑटो ऐड कर दिया तो क्या हो जाएगा, तो वहाँ पे सर्कुलर डिपेंडेंसी क्रिएट हो जाती है, एंड उसको हमें रिमूव करना है तो हम एड्रेस लेजी एनोटेशन लगाएंगे, मतलब पहले एक को जाने देंगे फिर दूसरी जाएगी, मतलब ऐसे ये क्वेश्चन कोई फिक्स नहीं, मतलब आप चैट जीपीटी को हेल्प करो, चैट जीपीटी को पकड़ो, उसको बोल दो कि मैं मेरे को इंटरव्यू क्वेश्चन चाहिए, एंड जो सर के हैं प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन उसको पकड़ो, मतलब जितना कर सकते हो अपने आप को, जितना इंटरव्यू दोगे उतने भाई क्वेश्चन पता चलेंगे, क्योंकि जेडियस लेक्यूस तो चैट जीपीटी ने नहीं दिया था वो तो उसने बताया मेरे को कि भाई जेडियस लेक्यूस होता है, तो वो चीजें मेरे को पता चली कि ये दो लाइब्रेरी भी होती है, तो जितना इंटरव्यू दोगे उतना ही पता लगेगा, बाकी बेस्ट ऑफ लक, देते जाओगे होता जाएगा। थैंक यू सर।
Done? Okay, thank you so much, Akash. Right. So I hope you're confident talking to Akash. See, because I invite some people randomly, they don't come prepared with a question. Sometimes they start panicking. See, that is what happened with Salman. He said, I will come 2 weeks later with full questions, okay, preparing very nicely. Because he just came to meet me, and suddenly when I call anyone, definitely they start little bit feeling nervous, and they cannot tell all the questions nicely. Anyways, now I'm going to invite some candidates online. Okay. So Titli, if you want to leave, you can leave, no problem. Thank you so much for taking out time, coming here and explaining things so nicely. Okay, God bless you. Right. Huh. That I will discuss with you later. Huh? Okay, right. So she's now a little bit in hurry. Let her leave. Huh? Okay. Huh? Okay, right. Take care. Yeah. Guys, I would now invite some of the online candidates. Okay. So we have Mehboob Khan. So Mehboob Khan, please unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself. Yep.
Yeah. Hi, sir. I'm audible.
Yep. So please tell us about all the interview questions that you've
Mhm.
got, Mehboob, and educate our audience what all things they have to study in order to get
Mhm.
placed.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I am Habib Ali Khan. So I'm a recently placed candidate from PSA, where I got placed in HCL software. Uh, Past 2 months, I guess. So most recently asked question, I would prefer everyone to focus on core Java topics because what I faced in my interviews experience. So first 10 interviews that what I have attended, I had no knowledge about collections. So collections is basically a main important thing. So what I faced questions like in interview like what is this map, where did you use map, what is hash map. So that was quietly different topics for me. So straight away the interviewer said me that you have experience for genuine. So uh, then I divided myself like then I uh, backed up myself and then also studied for core Java. And then I when I in like went for the interview for 11th, like for 11th interview, which was my 11th interview, then I was able to clear my first and second round. So basically in first round, most of the questions will be like basic question like what are the oops concept, what are the collections that you have studied. So I would recommend everyone have a deep knowledge about collection. Use AIs like ChatGPT. Ask ChatGPT like how do you like where do we use collection? What are the scenarios? How we can implement it? So I would, if you go into the interview round in a percentage wise, I would give collections and basic a 50%. Then comes your project, which is 40 to 50%. 40% I give project because he will navigate you like what all you have used, where did you have used, what packages you have used, and what were the scenarios, and how was your interaction, and how much time do you take to complete your tasks. So yeah, that are the basic questions. And when you come to second round basically would be a coding round. So yeah, that will be also based on the collections as well. So most if you go into the Google and search most asked interview questions, it will give a 10. So what my practice set was, like, I used to daily ask ChatGPT every time I log in into every morning as I log in. So I used to ask ChatGPT, give me 10 questions for practice today. So it will give me set of questions. For example, if I say ChatGPT, I am working on collections today. So give me 10 questions of collections so that I can work on it. So before starting taking the uh, search classes, I used to do this practice, because once I get this practice, then I used to join search classes and also take it for 2 hours, and then what he has taught I used to work for next 3 hours. So practicing by yourself is more important than just seeing classes or just reading from here and there. So that's what I would say. And when it comes to interview round, make sure that most of the interviewers and most of the companies, they ask to use online compilers. So I would recommend everyone to use any one of the online compiler, so that what I faced in my interview is, I in first interview or second interview, I forgot to import, which is basic part of collections. So I suggest everyone to use online compiler, like there is a Java online compiler or there is a Programming online compiler. Stick to one, practice at least two problems there, so that when it comes to interview, it will be very easy for you.
Okay.
Yeah, and when it comes to third round, that would be more easy. So as long as you study, as long as you uh, render yourself, like work on yourself, and I would also recommend that when you get into the company, right, dependency should be on yourself. So self learning is more important, because when we get task, sir will not come us like everywhere. Sir didn't taught this, sir didn't taught this, because we already placed and we need to work on it. So as I recommend everyone to do more self learning. So yeah, thanks everyone. Thanks, sir.
So Mehboob, one thing students wants to know the package.
Yeah, package that I have got is 8 LPA. So I've recently joined in HCL Software as a as a software engineer, and I'm currently working as a front end engineer. I'm working on front end team. Yeah.
Okay. So thank you so much, Mehboob, for sharing all these information with our students. Now I'm going to invite the next candidate, Sanjana. Right? Sanjana, please unmute yourself.
Hello, sir. Namaskar.
Yeah, namaste. So Sanjana, please tell us about the companies that have got placed in, and students are very interested in the packages as well. But importantly, interview questions. Please explain in detailed manner.
Yes, sir. So, मेरा नाम संजना खड़ंगा है एंड अभी मैंने 3 मंथ्स पहले Q3 टेक्नोलॉजीज में ज्वाइन किया है और क्लाइंट है हीरो मोटोकॉर्प और मेरा पैकेज है अभी 15 LPA का. सो और मेरा रोल है सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर का और मैंने रेज्यूमे में आज ये सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर ही डाला था विथ
Sanjana, can
बैकएंड.
we, if possible, can you speak in English?
या श्योर सर. So I recently got placed in Q3 Technologies, and client is Hero Motocorp, and my which is my payroll company is Q3, and my package is 15 LPA. So I'm a August 2024 batch pass out, and there actually my role is software engineer. So where like my all of the work is from backend also and front end also. So in resume, actually I selected all the like front end technologies and back end technologies also. And for DevOps also, I got that with this package.
Okay, very good. So Sanjana, now please tell us about the interview questions in detailed manner.
Yes, sir. So, it interviews are depends like vary companies to companies. So most of the companies they are like straightly goes to for the project. They they don't want any other like theory based questions. So they straight goes to like scenario based project questions, like how to implement all the oops concept or all the like streams Java and Spring Boot annotations in your project, how you implemented all of that, and what is your day-to-day activities in company, how you implement all of the like Jira and Slack meetings, how you do that, all of that they are asking from start. And some companies are doing like Spring Boot annotations are like very important questions, and stream problems, like problems in problem solving there are like arrays, like how to sort an array, and all of the list concept and map in the collections part, and from string like how to reverse a string, and like all of the collections it is like very important. And from Java, it's like Spring Security and JWT is like the most important question they asked in every interview for me. And if you know about DevOps, like they also want to know about like AWS questions, like how you know about the EC2 instances, and like S3 buckets, all of that, and Docker and Kubernetes also they asked. And microservices and Kafka is like it is like in every interview they asked in the every round also, how to know about microservices and how to implement Kafka, like it is a synchronous or asynchronous, and how you know that Kafka is working well or not. And for Docker Compose file, how to implement the Docker Compose file in the project, like all of that.
Okay. So putting DevOps skills, is it helpful, Sanjana?
Yes, sir. It's like very, very helpful. If you put all of the DevOps skills, like it is like you can get calls like 4 to 5 in a day.
Okay, so 4 to 5 calls in a day you can expect if you're putting DevOps, right?
And so, what you taught us, like same questions we are getting in same in every interviews, and in telephonic round also, what you taught us, like all of the packages and how we can communicate, like how much experiences you have, like all of that. We only got all of these questions in telephonic round also, and in all the 4 and 5th rounds also, and in managerial rounds also they are asking like what is your strength and weakness, and how you tackle a thing, like how to tackle a problem in your day-to-day projects, and what is your problem which you want to solve in the most random things, like how you implement a microservices which is not in a, like different microservices are there. Suppose 3 microservices are there, so how we can connect in between these microservices internally and externally, how to communicate between them. So like this scenario based questions they are randomly asked.
Okay. So I hope you got an idea. DevOps is important. Just learning backend will not be sufficient in today's interview. DevOps, backend, you have to go as a combination. Now, we are going to thank you so much, Sanjana, for joining us and sharing all your experience with us. And again, see, her package is high. If you observe, she got 15 LPA because she did not apply only with backend, it was backend with DevOps. Since both the skills were present, interview calls were good. Per day, she was telling 3 4 calls she was getting. See, that is the demand. What exactly you have it when you combine these technology, and package wise also, it is kind of decent. Thank you so much,
Thank you
Sangam.
so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Now, I'm going to invite the next candidate, Rashmi. Rashmi, I think she's not here. Yeah, yeah. Rashmi Sheikh, not there. Okay, so we have Mohammad Rizwan. No. Arti. Okay, I did not see the name. Arti. Arti is here. So we'll invite Arti. So very good afternoon, Arti.
Yeah, hi, sure. Good afternoon. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you're audible, Arti.
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Myself, Arti, and I'm from mathematics background, and my pass out year is 2021. So, and my batch was 20 May 24. And recently I got placed in Mercedes-Benz. I'm working for Mercedes-Benz. So first I want to thank you, Yushad, for your consistently supports and guidance during our whole training period. So it's really thanks a lot to you. Because of you,
Most
I'm
welcome.
here. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So when we come to the interview questions, so mostly nowadays, see, it's depend on companies. So nowadays, people, I have faced 3 interviews during the my Mercedes-Benz period. So first interview was like first round was core Java, and basically they asked questions related to core Java and coding skills they checked in the first round. And in second round, they asked advanced Java and scenario based question in advanced Java pattern. Like, and in third round, they mostly asked the question on the project related the scenarios. Like I have put the hospitality domain hotel booking system project, so they asked mostly on this only. So I come on the first round. Mostly they ask on core Java, like directly on the collections and those part, like what is the difference between hash map, linked hash map, and concurrent hash map. This type of question they suddenly ask. So that time I usually got blank. Then I take time and then I answered those questions carefully. So we have to take care. You have to listen the question. Then if you are that time blank, then take your time and give answers. So they will also think, yeah, you are thinking, yeah, you are reminding the things. So you have to make sure. And then again, they are asking the multi-threading question also in that. So you have to make sure, because multi-threading is a major role. They give scenario-based question in the multi-threading. So we have to focus on multi-thread part, and also on the like exception handling part, how you create a exception, how you create a custom exceptions. So this part we have to take care also. And uh, usually I got lot of questions. Currently, I'm not able to remind. Yeah, but also they ask question on like compatible features and features like how it works in the your daily to daily life, how you use this thing. And most will go on the advanced Java. Then that time they ask like how a Spring Boot auto configuration works, how what you do for the Spring Boot auto configurations, and like what is the stereotypes. That time I was totally blank. What is stereotypes? So we have to make sure the keywords also. What is stereotypes? Like a stereotype is nothing, only a at the right component. And at the rate service and at the rate repository annotations. So we have to take care of keywords also. And because,
So Arti, one question: you are online or offline?
yes, sir, I was offline a student.
Okay,
Yeah.
continue, continue.
Yes, sure. And then on the microservices part, they ask like basically what is the API gateway? How do you use the Eureka server? How you connect to API gateway to Eureka server? Those kind of question they ask to me, and how circuit breaker patterns works, and those kind of questions. Not too much questions they asked to microservices, but yeah, a few questions they asked, and how API gateway is working, workflow they asked, and resilience microservices pattern they ask on that time. And also for the Kafka, yeah, majorly they ask question on the Kafka, because nowadays they give me the scenario based question, like if you have two database, and one is the normal, one is your like AWS RDS database, relational database, and another one you have like MySQL or Oracle database. So if you want to do asynchronous communication, then what you will do? They asked me. Then I learned the things like asynchronous. Then totally I was blank. I don't know how to answer, what I have to answer. That time I answered for the key. I hold the keyword asynchronous, and then I answered Kafka. I will use Kafka stream and this. Then they told, yeah, correct, correct. So this question I have remember, because of this question I got selected here. So yes, and
Right.
also we have to take care of about like now day-to-day activity. They also take care of tools and trainings. See, coding everyone can do, like we can use chat gpt, we have copilot in our company, so we can do coding part, but we have to learn the tools, how we are using day-to-day activities, like how we debug, how we have to check the logs, how we have to check the pods, kubernetes, our project is running or not. So these kind of activities we have to learn. So when I enter in the company, then firstly they asked me to build the project and clone the repo, those kind of thing. So also we have to make sure how we have to, like how we build the project. We don't know how we build the project, so we have to take care, like first we do ambient clean install, what is this, so we don't focus on those parts, so we have to take care of these kind of things. And again, git is a very day-to-day activity scenario, so we have to also learn how we create the branch, how we clone the things, how we push the code, how we merge the code, how we commit the code. This kind of thing we should learn. We have to focus on that part also. And again, debugging is a major role, because if you know debugging in a well manner, you can crack the every project. Like you can understand the flow, how things are, how controller is working, like all APIs, our how it is working, like how database, how it is saving in the database, how it is creating. So you have to go through with the project, whatever project sir is doing, saying you to do, like make sure you have handy, means you have to be handy on the project, like how our APIs flows is. So I will suggest to all of you to focus on the project mostly, how it is connected to database, how repository, what repository is doing, what DTO is doing, what DAO layer is doing. So we have to make sure this kind of things. It will very helpful. Yeah, sure. And Jira is also a major role. Like they will give you the create the story, create the and unit testing part. First, they gave me to work on the unit test, and they give me a bug. It was a bug. They told me to work on this part and write the unit test after the implementation. So we have to know about the how unit test we have to write, and yeah, those kind of things we have to focus more. Any question? Yeah.
So, Arti, final question. What is your package that they offered?
Yeah, said they offered me 9 LPA.
Okay, 9 LPA.
Yeah. And currently I'm working as my designation is like a senior software developer analyst.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Arti, for joining us, sharing all the details with our students. Now, we had
Thank you, sir.
more candidates. Mohammed Samin, Rashmi. Unfortunately, I'm not able to see them here in the chat. Could be because I invited other candidate. It would have got delayed for them. So next alumni meet, we'll try to connect with them. One is Mohammed Samin and Rashmi Sheikh. Okay, and we'll invite more candidates coming Saturday, and we'll try to take interview questions from them. So I hope today's alumni meet was beneficial. Did you understand what's happening in the industry right now, and about the flow of interview calls, what all we have to study? See, this is very, very important, right? Because if your skills in the resumes are not up to date, especially today's market, getting interview calls, you forget that. Okay, because expectations are too much. See, in the last 18 years of my experience, okay, I'm telling you, whatever market I'm seeing it today, right? This is something very different. So here, you cannot escape in the interview just by managing giving some answers. You have to be thorough with the concepts. You notice the first candidate, Titli Sharma, very clearly, she went ahead and she said that whatever concepts you explain, please explain with an example. Suppose they ask you inheritance, explain that with an example, right? And tell them where have you used inheritance in your project. Okay. So the whole point here is the project work. If you very nicely work on the project, the complete course content is covered in one single project. Whatever foundation we are going to build, when we do the project, the complete course content will be in that project. Plus AWS classes, please do not take that in a neglected manner, right? Some people, they try to refer to their friends who got 1 year back placed. Now your friend 1 year back was got placed, he does not know what's happening currently in the market. So what they do is his friend has studied backend and they feel I will study only backend and go with that. And because of that, you will start seeing there are challenges, people would not get interview calls, right? So this is where what happens is people have to combine both the things, backend and your front end technologies, and prepare a nice resume. Okay, the whole thing starts with the resume. Resume is not proper, you copy someone's resume, for example, right? Then you will not get interview calls. See, there is a demand, especially in this area, there is a demand. But when we copy someone's resume, the duplicacy of resume happens, the interview calls will reduce. Some people prepare resume only one page, basic concept. So much we have studied here during the training, but all they have is one page resume, right? Or they take some placed candidate's resume, he shares with his friends, see, I got placed with his resume, he starts using it, he will not get calls. So resume preparation, you have to give 5 to 6 days of time by yourself, prepare a resume by yourself, review the resume, is it correct, anything needs to be modified. And today reviewing is easy. You just prepare a resume, upload in chat GPT. You can ask, review my resume and please tell me, will I get good calls based on this, right? So there's all things we have to start working on. Another fellow, Mahabu, see what he did. He went to chat GPT every day, he asked, give me 10 questions on collection for practicing. He kept on doing that. End of the course, he was good at it, right? He got placed in HCL with 8 LPA, right? So see, getting calls is never a challenge. We in our academy, we never face challenges in terms of getting interview calls. That's not at all a trouble for us, because we never get these complaints that interview calls are not coming. It's very rare. People have done some mistakes, then we correct that mistakes and interview calls begins. Interview calls has to come. The biggest challenge here is, you know what? Because it's 6.5 months of course, how you are preparing, right? Your preparation strategy, mock interviews, communication skills, how you're improving. There are so many things we suggest during the classes, that one-to-one communication classes for that solution is given now. Are people doing that? Mock interview with AI, correct? Are people doing that? So these all things has to happen with the course, right? Then after the course, you don't require another 3 months. Why another 3 months is required after course in certain students' case? Because they did not practice well during the course. So when interview started, they realized I have to practice. Now they study. But some students, what they do during the course only, that preparation is going on. Today we are all surrounded with AI. Make use of AI, isn't it? I can simplify so many things. If I just go to AI and tell, take my mock interview, AI will start taking a mock interview, right? We did not had these facilities earlier. So you have to take that benefits of it. How to use AI to generate the code. Okay, in some interviews, what I started, now, they tell you, generate the code in AI and explain that code. Okay, this has happened in certain recent interviews. They tell, open chat GPT, ask them for a code for so and so thing, Once a code is generated, now you analyze that code and explain that to me. In interview, this has happened. Okay, right? So best of luck, guys. And further AI interviews will begin. It has already started. An AI person will come. He will take your first round of interview. Then only you will be promoted for the further rounds. So the accuracy of learning and speaking you have to build. There is no escape here, right? Okay. So this is all something, it looks tough. Sir, when will going to see microservices classes are completed? Firstly, project is completed. From the May batch was got placed now, microservice is completed. Now there are only two topics. Importantly, JUnit with Mockito and Jacopo, which is pending in the previous batch. I should be starting that soon, Gopal. Second thing is Redis cache, which will hardly take one class. That's not at all tough thing to learn. But yes, JUnit I'll be taking 7 to 10 classes. So I planned that in my coming week to take the classes on JUnit, right? Now microservices, what you're talking about, end-to-end project implementation is completed there. So what is pending? Design patterns, I think. Okay, Gopal is talking about design pattern, I think. Yeah. So design pattern, one part. Saga design pattern. Yes, yes, I got it. Saga design pattern and resilience design pattern. Okay. Now, I think circuit breaker, resilience design pattern is already covered by me in my earlier lecture. But sir, you talked about design pattern also. That's in the old lecture, Vivek. In my latest microservices classes, I've not taken in one of the batch, but earlier I've taken the classes on design pattern. I've taken circuit design pattern. I've taken it in the old lecture, March batch, right? I've not taken it here. Okay. No, this is not. See, this is an alumni meet open for everybody is joining. I'm talking about seniors. You notice now also one fellow Utkarsh got placed, right? Okay, they are all from the previous batches. Another guy who got placed now, couple of them, Akash and all, they're all from the previous batches which got over, who came on stage now, right? So I'm talking about that. 22 July batch, how will you learn? Only four core Java classes is completed. In 4 core Java classes, we cannot understand all these things. Your job is right now only to pick the topic heading. See, whatever syllabus class I've taken, in that syllabus, whatever my students are telling, is it matching, you need to check. Correct. See, I've taken 5 days of syllabus class. Whatever now my play students are telling, how many topics are coming in our syllabus, you cross check that, no? Kafka somebody mentioned. Are we covering Kafka? Microservices somebody talked about. Are we covering that? Correct. Okay. Somebody now see, now just now Arti came and said, they asked a question about asynchronous. Right. Did I talk about this during our syllabus class? Asynchronous communication. Right. Using Kafka. Yes or no? Correct. So this is what is going to happen. What is nothing, sir? Nothing is, what is nothing matching? Because we did not see. So that's your mistake. You did not attend the syllabus class. I've taken 5 days of syllabus classes. And what I see here is 95% of the things is, from the syllabus. People have attended. All of a sudden, if you go ahead and attend, direct core Java, then you don't know the syllabus. Correct? We have covered everything so clearly in that. Yes or no? Haven't I talked about microservices, guys, in your syllabus class? Haven't I talked about Kafka? Haven't I talked about your DevOps tools, CI/CD pipeline? Yes, Jenkins, Kubernetes, Dockers, everything. Haven't I talked about AWS services we have to learn? Yes. Okay. Then we have talked about Spring Boot, Hibernate, all of that. See, you have to be very serious when you're learning something. If you're not serious about learning and all unwanted things you keep doing it, then you can never learn. Okay. So you have to be very clear about it, that how many classes you've missed. All of a sudden you come to a class, which means you don't know the roadmap of PSA at all. Right? Harsha, these things are there. See, Harsha has attended, so he knows that. Okay? Right? Sir, I'm a new student. Then you never attended my class only. Then how do you know my syllabus? Yes, yes, Gopal. Next week I'm planning that up. Don't worry. I've already got that message from you. You've sent a message to the staff as well. I have received that message, JUnit and Mockito class. I will be starting off the next week. Okay, this week I will not, but next week Paka I will be taking that up. I'll take that in the late evening. I'll finish those classes and give it to you. Is this clear? I'll soon upload firstly the notes of JUnit in GitHub. Right, bye bye guys. Take care. See you all on Monday. Fine.